This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Dude, we just drafted Tua. Like, the only positive about all of the, like, we drafted Tua and we're dying to see Tua play. Now, you got to pace him, and he can't play yet. In Tua's case, if the season's delayed, it's even better for him because he gets to continue to rehab, gets to get it as healthy as possible. So this might be a blessing in disguise for a guy like Tua. But as Dolphin fans, now the NFL plans on having a season, but let's just have fun with some of this. Not that it's fun, but let's just say you can't play the season. And if you can't play the season, then our guys don't get to develop. And then we don't get to see off. And I know it sounds crazy coming off a 5-win season, but I'm dying to see the Dolphins again so I can see how good they are. You know what I mean? The Heat, this young basketball team, man, I really want to see them in the playoffs. I don't want this season to be ruined for basketball. I know my Heat aren't going to win the title, but I need Tyler Hero to get playoff basketball experience. I need Duncan Robinson to get playoff experience. You know what I'm saying? I need this team. I know Jimmy Butler doesn't need it because he's been there over and over again. He doesn't need the extra wear and tear on his legs. All of that's the detriment to all of this. But everything else is a super positive for the Miami Heat. The Panthers, they're not going to make an impact anyways in the playoffs. I mean, that team is a nothing team. I've already come to that conclusion. Dale Talon did not build a good team. They're not a mentally tough team. So for me, I don't have hopes for the Panthers. I don't. As much as I love them, I know they're going to break my heart. I know they're soft. I know they're going to get punched in the mouth and get sent home because that's what they've been. You know what I mean? So that to me, the season can be a wash in hockey. You just need to get rid of Dale Talon's ass and move on and let's go. Maybe somebody can figure out which are the good players that you keep on this team that's got some balls, and then you could get rid of all the other ones and start to bring in a new nucleus that knows how to get it done. You know what I mean? Put it this way. The Dolphin team with no talent showed me more mental toughness than these Panthers ever have. These Barkov-led Panthers, they've never shown me heart and toughness on a consistent basis. I saw it more from the Dolphins in the 2019 season, than at any time I've ever seen with these guys. Yeah, they'll play a game or two. That's pretty good. But they never come up with a season or anything like that and go into the playoffs and show me some real character. Never seen it from this bunch. Break them up. So the question is, how do we connect and when do we connect? Because that's the frustrating part about it, right? We got the draft that just took place and free agency. Our Dolphins team is set up. I got to tell you something really crazy. They got an outside shot for the playoffs and everything in this division. Okay? I never thought I would say that in year 2 of a rebuild. 3 or 4 is more realistic now in the rebuild to get to the playoffs. But because they won 5 games this year and there's no Tom Brady and Sam Darnold's a turnover machine and I don't trust Josh Allen as far as I can throw him. I want to see the Dolphins play, man. Whether they make the playoffs or they don't, I don't care. I know they're going to be better. I know they're going to improve. And I need to see them just like this young Heat team. I need to see them take that next step because they're ready. The Dolphins are ready to take the field and take that next step in this rebuild. The Heat is ready to take that next step and go from regular season team to perennial playoff team for this group is what I'm talking about. So that way Pat and the boys can build on it over the next couple of years. There's something tangible there. The Panthers have nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that. Marlins, dying to see those guys. I know they're not going to the playoffs. I get it. I'm going for 70, 75 wins, dude. That's fine. I know where they're at. I'm happy with that. I'm fine. I want to see the kids develop. And then down the line, I want to see Jeter and Sherman, obviously, develop stars and sign them so we can all feel good about not just what's developing, but what the future will hold. But when do we get to sit in the stands? When do we get to talk about it after the games? On this show, whatever. That's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, Bill knows it. We talked with the Marlins. We're going to be at some of their regular season games doing our show. We've developed a relationship with them. George Arthur, thank you, sir. And so, it's one of those things that I just want to see us get over the hump. I really do. And I want to see us finally get to connect with the things that we love. You know what I mean? Because I don't know about you guys. What do you do, Bill, now? Like outside of us working like animals and putting this together every single day, we don't have our concerts. Okay, we don't get to go out. So I'm just wondering, what is your hobby right now? Like, what keeps your mind off of life and work? Let's say
that's all there is.
Okay, for me, it's YouTube, like music. Like I must have watched, I don't know, 10 concerts this weekend. Seriously, I'm not joking. I must have seen at least 10 concerts.
In the course of a day, I always use YouTube because it isn't like iHeartRadio that you put in and you get whatever song they throw you. I love to do YouTube because I get the song
you do it in your car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a situation where maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours total in a day, I'll be on YouTube just jamming.
This weekend, every time I got off the draft, I went and watched a concert or two. Saturday night, I watched like 3 concerts and a couple movies. And then Sunday, I must have binged one concert after another because there's not a lot of things. The wife and I went walking, that kind of stuff. But it's just we want to get back to what we normally do. And what do you and I normally do outside of life and our families and paying our bills? Sports. Sports and music for me. And I won't be able to go to a concert for a long, long time. That's one of the things I kept sitting there going, all right, let me go. And I found this concert. I found that concert. And I was I was watching a Metallica concert. I was watching an REO Speedwagon concert, which was actually really, really good. But all kinds of Cure. I mean, it was great. It was just one of those things. And I really enjoyed myself, actually, because I love music. And it keeps me going. And so this is a time where we just want to get through this. And we have gone through such a tough stretch in South Florida sports with our teams that I think we're now starting to turn the corner in some of them. And I think the Dolphins are headed for bigger and brighter days. I think the Heat, obviously, they already started that process last year, and now going into this year, obviously, this is good things that are happening for the Heat now, and they'll have that money after this coming season. They'll have that extra money, not this next offseason, the following one after that, and so maybe they can add another star. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool to be able to do that, and the Marlins, like I told you, and Inter Miami, my Lord, they just took the pitch. How much does this delay the players that were going to be available in June or July? Because they're not playing their regular seasons now. You know what I mean? Those extra guys that they were going to get, are they still getting them in June and July, or does that get pushed back, or does that hurt us here? But I still wanted to see my Inter Miami season. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good things to think about. It looked like Manny Diaz did all the right things this offseason, dude. Offensive coordinator, found the quarterback. I mean, it just looked like he attacked things.
Recruits still coming.
Yeah. No, and good recruits. He got a really good class.
Yes.
So maybe Manny, after 1 year of just buffoonery, figured it out like all of us. How many of you start a job and you suck at the beginning of it, right? But you got to grind and figure it out and figure out ways to get better, get sharper. Don't make the same mistakes, all those things. Manny's got to do that. And I'm excited to see Lashley and De'Ara King. Who isn't? And there's a lot of good things to look for. The only thing that I'm not pumped up about is the Panthers. That's it. That's all. And I don't mean to be negative. I don't do that stuff. I don't play the negative, positive. I call it like I see it. And if it happens to be negative, too damn bad, bro. And if it's positive, great. But I don't play that game. Okay? And I call it brutally the way it is. And usually it's pretty on target. Usually when I say they should fire somebody, they all get fired. That's been my history so far here in South Florida. In 30 years of doing radio, every time I say they got to fire somebody, they fire them. They may bitch, they may complain, they may be pissed at me when I was on the stations that had to deal with the politics. But in the end, they did what I said. They fired him. You know, what are you going to do? It is what it is. But it's just, this is one of those moments where, man, I want to connect with my teams. You know? There's a lot of good things going on, man. Even on the soccer side, Miami FC and Inter Miami will have two different types of teams in the USLs, USL 1, Miami Beach FC, him or she. We got a lot of, our soccer programs in our country are now developing to a point that it's not just Major League Soccer, it's the other levels too, like it is all over the world. I'm excited about that. I know most of you aren't. I get it. Most of you aren't big soccer fans, but I'm excited for all of that. You know what I mean? And I just want to connect. That's all I want to do. I just want to connect.